US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, who arrived in New Delhi last night to co-chair the 5th India-US 2+2 ministerial dialogue, met External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar earlier this morning. The counterparts of the two states are set to hold the 2+2 ministerial dialogue in Delhi starting today, as Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Dr. S. Jaishankar will chair the meet with Lloyd Austin and Anthony Blinken. The key focus of the meet is to strengthen the defence and strategic ties and improve the bilateral overall relationship between the two nations. All right, these are live visuals coming in. As you can see, Dr. S. Jaishankar just walked by, and this high-profile meeting is about to commence. The delegations from both the nations will meet and figure out a strategic plan of action to deal with a number of issues which are in fact daunting at this point in time, including the stance that China has been taking time and again against the United States as well as India. Akshit, my colleague, is joining us on the phone line to talk more about this. Akshit, what exactly is to be expected from this 2+2 dialogue? You can very easily see that the gravity with which the Americans have landed in India is bound to produce some long-lasting solutions and observations.
Well, yes, this visit, this ministerial dialogue has perhaps came at a time when the geopolitical world is also experiencing tension, and of course the bilateral talk between the External Affairs Minister Jaishankar and the Secretary of State of the United States Anthony Blinken, and of course they have discussed about the West Asia and about the West Asia and other regional issues also. And if I may also tell you that about the meeting, then of course there can be discussions about the China and the larger Indo-Pacific also, which will be the key focus points in the meeting, because the China and its growing assertiveness in the region is also a big concern for India, the United States and other world powers, which they have been discussing the need to ensure a free Indo-Pacific. And this comes at a time when both New Delhi and Washington have tense ties with Beijing, and the Ukraine-Russia conflict is also likely to come up in the talks. The conflicts do not have a direct impact on the ties between India and the US, but still that might be discussed in the ministerial dialogue, and the ministers will also take the opportunity to progress the futuristic roadmap for the India-US partnership as envisioned by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Joe Biden. So of course, this meeting is very crucial when the order of geopolitics is somewhat distorted.
Major Mohammad Ali Shah, defense expert, also joins us on the show. Ali, what do you make of this meeting, and in context with what's happening in Israel, and of course the war on Gaza and Palestine, and of course the ever-growing aggression by China? How important is this pact between India and the United States?
Right, Vineet. As earlier brought out by Akshat, that this meeting came at a crucial time when the countries in the world many countries are at loggerheads. For example, the Russia-Ukraine, the China, Taiwan, most importantly, the Israel-Hamas conflict. So the meeting was to strengthen our bilateral ties with the US. But the focus is also going to be, we cannot ignore about what's happening in the world. So yes, most certainly, as you have brought out, we will be discussing about the conflict, how to actually bring peace in the world, how to actually put an end to it, how to actually call for a ceasefire, because Israel has said very categorically in no uncertain terms that there would be no ceasefire at all, come what may. So most certainly there would be a strategy designed as well. I see it this way. People are concerned about the loss of humanity, loss of lives in Gaza and Israel, both in fact for that matter. So they would be discussing about the way forward, how they could team up and take things forward together with them, apart from the bilateral tie that we already have existing in terms of trade, in terms of economy, in terms of the defense deal, in terms of so many other things. So yes, Vineet, this 2+2 meeting, I see a lot is to be discussed over there.
Right. Ali, also, the importance that people who are responsible for American security are giving to India, is that also a sign that the weightage that the Americans give to India is solely based on what India has achieved in the last 10 years?
Oh yes, 100%, Vineet. Most certainly, that's a very, very good question. Most certainly, see the weightage that America and the other countries give to India, the seriousness that India enjoys. India has taken very, very seriously, and it's emerged definitely as a global leader. You can see what happened in G20. I mean, just not even about close to a month back. All the world, the one family, and India led the way forward. So most certainly, India has a large say. Whatever India says would be considered. I'm not saying it would be whatever it says it will happen accordingly, but it would be definitely be considered because people see what India has achieved. It's in a global map. It's an emerging power. It's soon to be a superpower in the world. I see it this way. So most certainly, whatever India's standing is, you see last year in the month February, the Russia-Ukraine war broke out. By end of March, there were so many diplomatic visits in India. There were so many global leaders. By last week of March, early April, and throughout, there have been a whole lot of contingent of leaders, I would say, who have visited India because they see India as one ray of hope.
All right. Ali, appreciate you joining us.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.